It's 67 in here.
That's what it says.
It might be nice to get some heat then.
It'll warm up once we start
Yeah.
going.
Once all of our breaths mix in the middle of the room.
Yep. There's some 3 hot breaths in here.
It was 73 when I came in here.
That's because all of the thermal heat.
Yeah, so that's really bad for the equipment. That's why I had to turn it on.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying anything bad about it.
That's why I did it.
You don't need to give me a reason why.
Are we recording? This should be in it.
Ryan, quit
The
yelling at
fucking-
Jared.
Hey, the glass man's claws finally come out. Don't back a man like that into a corner, Ryan.
There wasn't a single time.
I apologize.
There was.
You know,
I didn't.
it is nice,
I didn't
though.
raise my voice a single time talking about the AC heat situation right now. It was
You're
all
right.
just.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. No need to be sorry.
You know.
Jared's just high strung after the John Cena heel turn this weekend.
Oh really?
Oh fuck that.
We're not diving into that. It is nice though for the people to see this side of Jared. You
Yeah,
know,
I agree.
think that he can do no wrong in the eyes of the
Hey,
listeners.
people forget that glass can cut too.
Yeah.
Yes, I can.
The damn HVAC guys.
I love it that our jokes about how cold it is in this room right now, it's like we are saying, it's like you looked Jared in the eyes and said, "You are a piece of shit, Jared."
I mean, in more words, he did.
I did that.
Yeah, but there wasn't more words, so
Yeah,
I
you
didn't.
did. You did.
I didn't though.
Hey guys, let's not let the HVAC woes come between us. That was what brought us together before.
I
now
know.
we're letting it divide
I know.
us. Just because it is so cold, my nipples could cut Jared's glass in here.
Yeah, who needs to buy a laser engraver when you have fucking nipples?
Hey, I love it because Jared whipped out it's for the equipment on you.
It is. It literally is.
He absolutely just he mansplained what being a producer was to you in one sentence.
I apologize, Ryan. I'm sorry.
Hey, take that back.
Yeah.
Don't back.
No reason to
I'm back.
apologize.
Hey, he doesn't go down in the warehouse and be like, "Wow, it's fucking cold."
Yeah, I wish I didn't have to either.
And then,
Fuck, it was
and then
58
you
down
go,
there.
"Well, it's just cold because the heat presses are hot." You know, so just
No, it's because the engineers fucked the design
get
up.
off his back.
God, Jared, I will on you.
For what?
Why?
Just to bring the boys back together. You know.
I don't. That was weird, and we don't condone that type of behavior.
No unwilling
Not that there's
back
anything wrong with
shots.
that.
Not that there's anything wrong with that, but in a professional business setting.
Jared, do you consent?
Probably not. No.
Then you can't.
Depends what kind of nut.
Salted nut roll.
Yeah, those are good.
Still need clarification.
Do you not know what a salt? You
I
want me to
do.
mansplain
I
it?
do.
It's a roll with
Ryan, don't
salt and
fucking
nuts on
deflect on me.
it. There we go.
This is hot episode.
There we
so far.
go.
Yeah.
Welcome back to You Betcha
Hey!
Radio Podcast, the coldest podcast, quite literally today,
Yeah.
in all the Midwest.
It's hot in here.
Yeah,
It's
Nelly.
73 now.
Is it?
74.
That was quick. Damn, we cleared those filters out and that son of a bitch warmed up.
I just might just turn it off.
Well, then we'll have stale air. You can't have
Turn the
stale
fan
air.
on.
That's like when we go to my parents' house, it's always in 105 degrees. And she's like, well, just turn off the thing. I'm like, but then we'll just be sitting in stale air. And
Yeah, you gotta have
then
movement.
that's how it actually gets more stuffy.
Gotta have.
There's no
movement.
air movement
I can
circulation.
turn the fan on. I don't know. Whatever. Sorry.
Welcome back to You Betcha Radio Podcast, the coldest podcast in all the Midwest. I'm Miles, the You Betcha guy, here with Ryan, the T-shirt guy. We are live, we are hot and cold, and we are rocked and ready to go. Jared,
Mixed
you all
with us.
right?
Did you just call him Darren?
I'm
No,
gonna,
I said Jared.
I think I'm gonna-
I think you said Darren. I actually, because I heard the same thing.
That's
He's
a-
out of here now. He just left.
Fucking Darren's gone. Where did he go?
Darren,
we're good. We're good.
you're good?
We are on a fucking PCA low right now. Low.
No, I'm locked and loaded. I said Jared. It just sounded like Darren.
Yeah, that's fine with that.
Jared, right? I said,
Okay,
I said
that-
Jared.
Okay, that's kind of was a mixture. Darn.
Anyways, speaking of the PCAs, guys, the PCAs are live over on Patreon. If you go to patreon.com/youbetcharadio, you can listen to the episode there. It was one for the books.
It was actually a blast.
We had a great time, and don't just take our word for it. This is what some of the patrons had to say. Derry Queef
Typo again.
said, "This is the best piece of content ever put out." We didn't say that. The patrons said that.
There's been a lot of the internet's old.
Miles Mistress, which doesn't exist, said, "This is honestly the greatest thing I've watched in months.
Hell yeah.
Not hours, months. And Dixie Normus said, "Absolutely a work of art." Now we have to add that to our resume. Not only are we experimental, what are we?
Artistic.
We're not only an experimental educational podcast, we are an artistic podcast as well.
It's scientific from time to time as well.
And so, you got to go over to Patreon, check it out. It actually turned out pretty good, pretty funny. And yeah, that's the last thing I'll say about the PCAs.
Hell yeah.
Till next year. Yeah. Anything else you want to say about the PCAs, Jared?
It was a lot of fun.
You did a good job. Tyler, not so much.
I did fine.
Run a show.
Yeah, the run of show was one of the most fun parts of it all.
For not rehearsing at all, I think we did a pretty bang up job.
Yeah. How do you feel, Ryan?
I don't know about you guys. I was exhausted after that. Like
I was tired, too.
it was just like a complete adrenaline / energy dump. But it was awesome.
But we're back.
We're back.
We're back, and today we are going to dive into what we think boomers do better than millennials.
I think there could probably be a pretty extensive list for all of us. We're picking our best ones today, aren't we?
Come with the fire.
Okay, we're coming with the absolute fire.
I think you could say what you want about boomers, but those guys know how to vacation way better than millennials.
They do vacation hard.
They are so good at vacationing.
And it's like, even scheduling, they can do vacations however, and they nail it every time. If it's a vacation where they just show up and chill, they nail it.
Well,
if it's a vacation with 100 events, they still nail it.
Well, what's dumb is we've flip-flopped. Millennials got it wrong. We're super chill about planning a vacation because we got the internet. We can plan it 2 months in advance and still be fine. We're cool. We can show up to the airport with our boarding pass already on our phone, ready to go. We don't got to go get a paper one. Like, we're chill. And then we get on vacation and all we can think about is home and being on our phone and not actually enjoying vacation. Boomers are the opposite. Leading up to a vacation is their personal worst nightmare.
Oh yeah, God yeah.
They have to book a year in advance, all of this other stuff. They get to the airport 4 hours early. But as soon as they cross the threshold of the jetway into the plane, they are vacationing so hard.
Oh man.
If you've ever sat next to a boomer on a plane that orders a drink on the plane, the vibes could not be larger with that person.
Kind of get the Ron Swanson giggles as they start to make their descent down to wherever they're landing.
Yeah.
They're just full vacation mode the second they step off.
Yeah.
He's like never been so happy being around his wife before except on vacation. It's like, well, what's your issue right now? Why are you so happy?
And like millennials suck at it because we're just always so plugged in. We got to be on our phone on vacation. You got to take 100 photos of all the scenery and this and that. Yeah. Even going out to eat, we have to whip out our phone and review restaurants.
Let's look at the menu
to see what restaurant we want to, and then look at the menu and decide what we're going to eat before we even show up to the restaurant. Boomers on vacation are just raw dogging restaurants.
Mhm.
They drive by and they're like, that restaurant looks good. Let's go in.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. No reviews needed.
We would never do that. We'd be like, well, I don't know. Let's look at what Yelp says.
It's funny you said the taking pictures of everything thing, because we were on vacation on the beach, and my dad and my sons made a badass sandcastle. And I was like, do you want me to take a picture of it, Dad? He's like, no, we lived it.
It's just,
And I was like, what?
it's a memory in your
What?
mind.
He's like, this is a super cool sandcastle. You don't want a picture? He's like, that's fine. It's like, damn.
Well, and like, because boomers grew up in a time where before cell phones. And so when you were on vacation, quite literally, no one from home could reach you unless they like called the hotel.
Right.
and
Yeah.
tried to get into your room phone that was there. Like when they were on vacation, they were completely out of office, no contact with anyone back home.
The only contact was a shitty postcard from the hotel lobby.
Yeah.
Postcard, or the way that they contact, they'd be like, to show that they thought about you on vacation, they'd bring you back a really shitty souvenir.
Yep.
Yeah, nice pair of
snow
Oakleys or
globe.
something. Yeah.
Yeah, and like now it's, vacation is just like I'm doing all of the same stuff for our age group,
Or
but
the
just in a warmer place.
freaking shot glass with boobs on it.
Yeah.
That boomers annihilated. They blew that market up in like 2010.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and so it's like they, in their mind, I feel like they view vacation as a completely I'm off the grid type of situation where we've never had that.
Yeah, I'd add a bigger blanket statement on top of that boomers are just better at unplugging than us.
Correct.
Like even at home.
It's because they never got plugged in.
Yeah.
Mhm.
They could like leave their phone in the house and go work in the garage for 4 hours and not bother.
My
them
dad
for
will
a
just
second.
leave his phone anywhere.
Yeah.
You go on his hunting trip and he'll just leave his phone at home.
Like if anyone needs Find My iPhone more, it's my dad than anyone on earth.
Your mom's gonna put an air tag in his shoe or something.
Yeah, something.
Planner.
So yeah, I think that they could do, and so you're like, well, they just like go and they like drink and do nothing all vacation. Like millennials, we go and explore and all this other stuff. And it's like, sometimes that's exhausting.
Dude, the boomers will explore sometimes too, but it's just on accident.
Yeah,
because they don't know where the fuck they're going.
Yeah.
They
That's true.
took a
That's very
left
true.
instead of a right because they were just trying to remember what streets to turn on
Yeah.
instead of GPSing it. And it's like millennials, I feel like there's so much pressure to like take advantage of being on vacation and going and doing all these things where it's like then it ends up being more stress than if you just relaxed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, actually, you brought me right up to my point in what boomers do better than millennials is navigating GPS or navigating without GPS, because they never grew up with an iPhone, with Google Maps, whatever. The first form of GPS they had was the fucking TomTom, I'm sure, whatever they call it. Deal that like hook suctions up to the dash.
MapQuest, they had, like, paper GPS.
MapQuest, or it was just a literal road map.
Well, now in our defense, like back then they just had like 3 roads going through town that were all dirt.
Yeah, and like you didn't need the GPS
Not really,
you have
but-
today.
Yeah, you didn't need GPS with a covered wagon.
But also, it's like when a boomer gives you directions somewhere.
Oh my
God. Like okay, say your dad wants to, like, you're gonna go out hunting without your dad, and he wants you to go to this spot. He'll give you directions just verbally based off of like landmarkers and county roads and shit like that.
Dude.
And you're just like, can we just look at my Google Maps and
you
we just drop a pin there? Or
You should try having a dad who works construction and giving you directions in the town he does work in.
Yeah.
So, in 2011, when we were doing that house over by your cousin's house, you know what I'm talking about, right? You're going to want to turn right there, like you're going there to that job site, and then you're just going to hang a right, and it should be there. And you're like, oh, yeah, fuck. The
Perfect.
The house we did in 2011 next to our cousin's house. Fucked up thing is I actually do know what he's talking about.
Yeah, or it'll be like, okay, so whenever the big cell phone towers come into eyesight, You're gonna go about 3 clicks to the west, and then you're gonna hang a right. And there should be like an old windmill, abandoned farmstead, about 6.5 miles down the road.
Well, it's like I think too, they must have had a class in high school where they had to memorize every single county road's number because they know it like the back of their head. They're like, all right, you're going to take 9 all the way to 14. And then on 14, you're going to go past till you get to the farm with 2 silos. And then you're going to hop on 26 and head approximately 12 clicks north. And it's like, how the fuck do you have them all memorized?
What if someone listening to this actually lives in a place that what you just described is actually how you would get somewhere with like the exact
Probably.
I described how I get to Lake Park from my house.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Yeah.
'Cause
I can get them. Those are the only ones I know.
As someone who becomes self-aware that when I go to different cities and I just am glued to the GPS and I'm not taking in where I'm driving, I have tried to now like be like, all right, we are on this road right now.
sure.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm taking a right on this road and like try and do it, but I'm not built that way like the boomers are.
Yeah. Was I supposed to take exit 119A or 119B?
You were supposed to take the one next to the windmill.
Yeah. Well,
And then you would have done it.
yeah. Just put the directions in your passenger princess's hands. She'll get you where you need to go.
No, she
Maybe.
won't. No,
Eventually,
like
yeah, she
literally,
will.
this weekend I was in Minneapolis. I was like, yeah, pull up the GPS. She pulls up her phone, start driving. I look over, she's on Instagram. And I'm like, can you tell me where I'm going or just put it on this? I don't know. Frustrating.
I think another thing boomers do better than millennials is haggle. I think they're way better at negotiating prices than millennials. We're too awkward about it. I'm too scared to lowball somebody. Old dudes have no problem offering a fraction of the price of a product.
Dudes lowballing. My mom she gets something marked down at every store she goes to.
At any millennial or any boomer, they just love it.
She has no shame. She's not technically a boomer, I don't think, but she's right on the edge. We'll just group them in. Any nick on a piece of furniture or whatever, she's like, oof, can you do anything about that?
Dude, you're
10%
you're
off
spot on.
instantly.
Like grandpa will go to the hardware store and look for damaged boxes. Like, I want that one because the box is kind of fucked up.
See, even if I came across a damaged box, I still couldn't be like, hey, like this box is damaged. You think you could do it?
Right,
it's like,
right.
fuck. I'm like, you just pay full price. I'm just gonna pay the full
hope
price.
they bring it up.
Yeah.
And like I bought some stuff from my uncle the other day, and he's like, "Does $300 sound good?" And in my head, I'm like, "No," but I was like, "Yep, sounds fair to me."
Yeah, you probably could have got it for $200.
Yeah. And then my grandpa, he'll go to like a swap meet or a flea market and just offer 25% of the listed price, and not feel for a second that that's weird. So what are you doing?
How
man?
often does it work for him?
His thing, he's like, well, you gotta negotiate, so you start low. I'm like, well, yeah, you don't start that low. Like you start
$100
maybe
yeah,
75% and meet at 85. He's like, I'll start at 25, we'll meet at 70.
Well, I remember as kids, we went to Mexico one time. We went to local shops. My parents are like, yeah, everything here says a price on it, but that's not what it is. And they teach you the art of the haggle.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, especially if you got
If it's 20 pesos, show them you only got 10. Just whip
Yeah.
out the 10 pesos. It's hard to pass up on that bill.
It's
Once
right in
you
front of
see it,
him. Cash
yeah.
is king.
Even let them hold it a little bit.
Yeah, and if you only have like 50% of what something is, if you only have in cash 50% of what something is marked at, it's like I only got this much cash. I guess I'm gonna have to maybe come back. No. Yeah, it's a great price. Yeah, you go right ahead.
And I think it's a weird trait for this generation to have because they're ingrained in them to not talk about money. Yet when it comes to negotiating money, they're like, no shame whatsoever.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. I think it's like their desire to be cheap is stronger than their desire to not talk about money.
Yeah. They'd
It's like
rather
that
be
just
cheap.
overrides it every single time.
Rather be cheap than polite.
Mm-hmm. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if my dad got the 20 steaks for $40 for $35.
Yeah.
Which, did we talk about that?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh,
yeah.
Did we talk about, though, that we found like a thread of TikToks of people basically being like, this is a scam. Like, all the people who got. Because you sent me a video and then I like did a deeper dive into it. And all the people who were high on the deal and thought it was great were the people that were like, I'm about to do this. I'm so excited. Then every person that had like, it had been like a week after they did it, like tried it and stuff, were just pissed about
Is this
it.
the same
Don't
steak
do it.
deal you're talking?
Well, so this is all, they have them all over the country. It's like people are kind of, I don't know if I believe it or not, because you are delivering a product and stuff. Basically, being like, this is like the circus, or like there's a reason why the circus is only in town for a week,
Right.
is because once people realize that they got
where it gets
on
out, yeah.
stuff, then they're going to come back and be mad at you. Well, then you just jump town. That's why you only see these steak places in a parking lot for like 5 days, and then they move to the next spot because they know that people are going to come back and want to they're going to want their money back.
Pretty
Well,
smart.
yeah, you can't eat 20 steaks in 5 days. You know?
Correct. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, from what I've been told, it only takes one bite to know you got fucked over.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't even know if you got to bite it. I think you just look at it. Like, wow. That's a cooked steak? I don't know.
Like dog food.
I was just gonna say, like, it'd be great. It's cheap dog food.
That's what we said in the pod. Hey, Dad literally asked if Ryan wanted the steaks for his dog, and he tried to get us to eat that. Yeah, little 20 steaks for $40 scam going on.
I wonder what kind of meat it is. Like,
Mutton or something.
Fucking, it's old horse that was put out to pasture.
I don't know,
Sticky.
huh?
but yeah, it was like when you view the videos, you're like, oh, a lot of these people seem excited about it. It's always the people walking away from the stand all jacked, holding the box.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then all the people upset are just it's like aftermath.
Yeah. Don't do it.
Jared, do you got any?
Answering the door. I've seen like multiple TikToks about this, but I'm the same way. Somebody knocks on my door, I like kind of freak out a little bit.
Yeah, you're just like,
What the fuck?
in my mind, it's like the audacity
Yeah.
How
to
dare
ring
you?
my doorbell.
It's not Halloween.
Yeah. Without calling me first or sending me a text.
Mm-hmm.
You're just gonna show up unannounced.
And like my parents would just beeline for the door, like, you know, you got to
Yeah.
answer the door,
Yeah.
obviously.
Yeah.
And they're completely right about that.
Yeah. Where it's like we all have a ring doorbell, but you don't ring a ring doorbell.
No, God.
You walk up to it and stand and wave at the camera. You know, you don't
I'm
ring
here.
the ring doorbell. That's crazy.
It's a good point, actually.
I mean, it's just like our age groups to the point, even if you order DoorDash, you tell them to just leave it at the
Mhm.
door. You don't even go grab it for them. Even if it's -20 out and it were to sit out there for 30 seconds to get colder,
Yeah.
you're like, it's not worth risking looking this person in the
You
eyes.
just
Yeah.
watch that little dot go across
Yeah.
your screen.
I will thaw out a thing of ramen that's been sitting on my door for 30 minutes instead of going to meet the guy in front. You know, I'll thaw that sucker out.
Yeah, like what? That's like a kind of a funny video idea. Is like, what would it be like if a millennial meets a door-to-door salesman?
Yeah.
Does the door even get opened?
Or do we panic too much to tell them no?
But then do we? Yeah, then it's like,
And we have to buy the vacuum they're selling or whatever.
I told you guys about the you guys ever heard of Southwest Advantage, the door-to-door book salesman?
Yeah. You bought encyclopedias or your
Yeah, when my parents did when I was really young. But there was a Southwest Advantage salesman that came to my door at like 9 p.m. one day this last summer. And I told her, I said, hey, you know, my wife makes those decisions on education or whatever. So, and she wasn't home. I wasn't lying about that. I'm like, I think she should be
my
back in a couple
wife
days.
makes decisions on education.
And she was totally fine with that. You asked when the wife was gonna go home. I was like, I don't know if she's coming.
You should have been like, she actually died last month.
Yeah. So
So now my kid's just gonna go uneducated.
Yeah.
We had Mormons come to our house one time when I was home without my wife, and I was like, actually, I'm good, but my wife could really use this lesson. She works from home on Tuesdays, so you guys should come back then, and they did.
And did she get stuck?
Yeah, she just told him she wasn't interested, but it was a great prank by me.
That is great.
It's kind of diabolical.
Oh yeah.
What if they were murderers?
Yeah.
Yeah, they were wearing white collared shirts and ties, so they couldn't have been.
I think, Jeffrey Dahmer.
Yeah, I always assume when my doorbell rings, either
Robert
someone's trying to rake me over the coals to try to sell me some, or something bad happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
Like, it doesn't even have to be a death. It could be like, hey, just to let you know that your sewer line's busted.
Yeah.
We're going to have to dig it up.
Yeah,
Fuck me.
construction next door.
Yep.
Like, you're going to have to just replace the whole system.
Huge gas leak.
Yeah.
Neighborhood gas leak.
Fuck.
Nobody's smoking outside.
You have a gas leak in your house, let us in. What are
We're gonna
those
start your
duffel
car.
bags for?
Yeah.
So just they're a wild generation.
They're also better at taking blood thinner medications than we are.
Yes, that's true.
Okay. Yeah, we can play that game,
They're
Jerry.
better at being geriatric fucks.
They're better at bitching about other generations than we are.
Mhm. They're
I don't know. We've made a pretty good career off of shitting on boomer
I
dads.
don't know, but they've had more time to bitch though.
That's
Yeah.
true.
They do it more often too. They're way better at us than in getting caught up in internet scams.
Yeah,
Yeah.
way
They're
better.
really good at that.
And phone scams and door-to-door scams.
And mail scams.
Yep.
They're the Michael Jordan of that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
believing what they see on the internet.
They are way better at saving Nigerian princes than us, though.
That is true. There was a period there where no Nigerian prince went unsaved.
Yes. Yes.
Goated run.
They're also better at the volume of Facebook comments. They're really good at that. No millennial could hang with a boomer mom commenting on Facebook.
No, but
No millennial can hang with that.
But I thought without those comments, so I don't think we'd get the comment sections we have today. Because it seems like all the millennials just gang up on the boomers. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
I love going into a comment section and clearly a boomer had stated their opinion.
Oh God, it's
Which-
the best.
Great. But then you see right below it, it's like 430 replies. And you're like,
Ratio.
oh no.
Here we go.
Oh,
View
boy.
all.
Yeah, the Joker. And here we go.
Crack your knuckles before you hit.
Yeah.
Click.
Oh shit! I need to take a piss before I get into this. Gotta take a piss, grab a snack and some water, and then I'll be ready to dive into these
Yeah.
replies.
Yeah, you know what? I should actually brush my teeth too, just so I can fall asleep reading these
Yeah,
comments.
it's what 7 p.m. I should do my night routine before I dive into these. It could take a while.
By the time you come back, it's at 650 comments.
God.
Damn it!
By the end, you just left a comment being just be like, "I made it to the end."
Commenting to stay here.
Yeah.
Yeah. For later.
This is your I made it to the bottom button.
That ends up at the top.
I just saw another one. Penmanship is a big one.
Cursive.
Yeah.
Cursive.
I can't
Yeah.
believe how good boomers are at writing stuff that no one can read and being considered really good handwriting.
Exactly like that.
It's like,
I mean,
it's a mind fuck because it's like their handwriting is impeccable, but no one can read it because it's in such fancy cursive.
It's like ancient hieroglyphics. Like
Yeah.
the
Yeah, it's
tombs.
calligraphy.
Yeah.
Basically.
It's just all it is just loops over and over and over again. And like I'll get a letter from my grandma and I'll be like, Mom, can you translate this for me?
And she can.
And she can.
Yeah, no problem. It's like if we if we wrote sentences, like if we wrote every word like we would sign a check or sign like a
That's-
document or
That's
something.
just how they write.
That's just that's every single word.
Mhm.
It's like Boomer's writing stuff looks like this, just fluid, nice motion. And then we're like,
Simplified.
that is true.
Yeah.
Mhm.
They're so good at writing,
They
but
ta-
no
take
one
pride
can
in it.
read it.
Mhm. They take pride in it too.
Mm-hmm.
Some of it's really good though.
Yeah, but what is good if you can't read it?
I mean,
That's a good point.
If you're in on getting tattoos of what people like wrote you, now's the time before the boomers die. Because when our kids or our grandkids want like a handwritten thing they want to tattoo on their body, it's just gonna look like chicken scratch.
Yeah.
It's gonna the tattoo's gonna look terrible.
It's gonna be a crying face emoji text.
Yeah.
That's what they'll get tattooed.
And it's gonna have to say LOL or haha at the end.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, they should have a font called like Times New Boomer or something. And it's literally like it's just scribbly all over the place.
Times New Boomer.
Times New Boomy.
Yeah, that's why Jared likes Comic Sans so much. That's how we write.
Mhm. Yeah, that
It
really
is.
is. Yeah.
Boomer Sans.
If boomers
Millennial.
are a fancy script font, we are Comic Sans. And as much as that hurts, it's probably true.
Truth hurts.
That's good.
Oh man. Like what are our kids aren't even gonna learn how to write, are they? They're just gonna type.
I mean,
everything.
they will. They're already teaching them, but
They
they're,
don't
they're not doing cursive anymore.
They don't teach cursive anymore, do they?
No, not as far as I know. My kids aren't that far. They're not cursive level yet.
But like what's dumb is cursive is the more efficient way to do it.
Yeah,
Sure,
you just
yeah.
don't have to write anything anymore. So they teach you keyboarding classes
I know,
in second grade.
Why did we ever go away from cursive? I don't get it.
Because of keyboards. You don't have to write, period. So why learn
Like
how to do the
DocuSign.
faster way of writing? If you learn how to type before you learn cursive.
But what I'm saying is, why did we, before computers even happened, why were we even doing print? Why didn't we just stick with cursive if it's the faster way to write?
It's harder to read. It's like newspapers and shit. If newspapers started printing in cursive,
Oh, I see what you're saying.
yeah,
Press.
like the typing, like literal typing is
Fucking
what killed
newspapers.
cursive.
Well, I think when teaching kids how to write too, you kind of have to start them out on just regular script font.
Yeah, I went to
Whatever they
kindergarten roundup, and the new thing they're really hammering home is teaching kids to start from the top of the letter, then going down.
Why?
They just said it's better. I don't know. I didn't ask questions.
Oh,
I
wait,
wanted
that's
to
how I write.
I don't know. I don't.
I get
immediately
so
angry.
Jesus
It
Christ.
just instincts. You just want to get mad about it.
That was a little bit of a boomer moment for me.
changing letters.
Jesus.
Yeah, writing from the bottom up is fucking crazy.
It's just
And in cursive, you do write from the bottom up. You pretty much you write from the bottom up because everything connects at the bottom.
Yep.
But
I don't know. They just made sure at kindergarten roundup that they took 10 minutes of the presentation to talk about that. I was like, all right,
Jesus.
damn.
well,
I'll make sure he starts from the top.
yeah, it is. Yeah, you're right. I agree with that. Actually, I think they should have done a 30-minute presentation on that. I think that starting from the bottom up is like somehow you're not as smart.
I don't know. I think I want him to start from the bottom so he can work his way to the top
It's true.
in letters and life
Mhm.
Why don't you just have your kids start at the top
And fall to the-
finish at the top?
and fall to the bottom like they're
Yeah.
trying to teach. No way.
I think that's where the phrase "from the top" comes from. Is second grade writing
Or wrestling.
or wrestling.
Or
That
Nicki
was-
Minaj.
I'll throw my hand up. I overreacted before I knew what was really going on.
Your kid one day, and give it like 6, 7 years, your kid's gonna be like, Jesus, Dad, like I don't have any control over what they're teaching me right now. What do you want me to do?
Yeah. You missed the last 5 parent teacher conferences.
Yeah.
No, I'm gonna go to parent teacher conferences. I think. Do they have snacks there?
Yeah.
I think they have
have
cookies.
I have to bring one snack a month.
No, to
Why?
the parent teacher
Oh.
conferences.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I thought you were talking about
Like, do they have
kindergarten.
coffee and cookies for
No.
you? What the?
They had shitloads of paperwork though. Like packets like this much.
What do you mean? What for? What?
Kindergarten roundup is what I had to. What I'm talking about.
Yeehaw.
What
What do you gotta fill
paperwork
out?
are you filling out?
I had to do like a early screening paperwork. I had to fill out just their general registration paperwork. I had to fill out some stuff for the bus, even though I was like, he's not going to ride the bus. They're like, you still got to fill it out. Like, okay. And then we had to fill out an ethnicity form that was 15 pages long. It was a lot of fucking paperwork.
You just be like, don't you just got like a stamp that just says he's white?
I
Yeah.
literally had to go through every ethnicity and just check no. And at the end is like, is he white? And then I check yes.
Well, it's like, what do you want me to do? 23andMe before
Yeah.
I fill this out, or
I was
what?
like-
I'm 0.04% Native American.
I just feel like if they just put the like right away is like, is he any sort of ethnicity other than white? Like if yes, and then go to that page.
Right. In other parts of the country, I think that makes sense.
In small town
Minnesota, you could just have that right at the top.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's just me.
Also,
But-
why isn't? I mean, kids learn they go to school with tablets. Why don't they just give you a tablet to fill this out?
That would have been really nice.
Yeah, where's
They-
the
dude,
e-sign?
They
at?
talk. That was another thing in the presentation. There's an iPad class in kindergarten that teaches them how to use the iPad correctly.
Newsflash, kindergarten. They all fucking know how to work them already,
Yeah.
anyways. You ever seen a kid work an iPad? They know every nook and cranny of that thing.
Good
Peak
one, Doug.
efficiency.
I haven't actually. I'm being completely honest. I've never seen a kid.
Oh yeah, it's crazy. They just know what to do. I don't know how, but they do.
Yeah, I'm kind of with Ryan. I've not seen mine. I've seen a couple.
Well, do you give an iPad to your kid?
Not really.
Well, there we go.
Yeah, so he's gonna be having.
You got to
time
be
of it.
relying on nieces and nephews and friends as kids.
Well, he's gonna love iPad class in kindergarten for sure.
you signed him up for that?
No, it's a thing. They just teach it.
Curriculum.
It's part of the curriculum.
Well, what are you going to do
Oh,
about
Ryan.
that, Ryan?
Yeah, homeschool.
Oh no!
What do you think I'm gonna do?
What are you gonna
Motherfucker's gonna
do?
be working outside from noon to 5.
So, what are you gonna
School 8 to
do?
noon, noon to 5, working outside.
So, what are you gonna do, Ryan? This is kind of a legitimate question,
Yeah.
kind of a joke, but mostly a legitimate question. What are you gonna do when your kid has a substitute teacher and they roll in the cart with the TV on it? What are you gonna do?
I mean, my kid, like, he's gonna watch the movie. I'll sign the slips, and yes, he can watch, The Hangover 2 or whatever. Would that be awesome?
That's first grade. They
So-
do Hangover 1 in
Oh
kindergarten.
yeah, okay.
So you're okay with that?
Yeah, I mean, I really have no control over it,
So
and like I think it's fine for them to watch TV every once in a while. When it's a daily occurrence, and they don't even want to like. You ask them to do something, they don't even look at you. It's like, okay, we're taking this shit.
no, I'm on board with that.
Yeah,
I'm just curious because I know you're,
Yeah.
pretty. You're
You guys
pretty
think I'm
strict about it.
Yeah, I mean, from birth until like let's say 2 to 3 years old, it's just like kids don't need an iPad in their face. Just
Agreed.
how about you put your phone down? And
I'm on board with you.
no, I know.
I just Mike, and Ann and I are running late for something. It's nice to just set him down, throw on Miss Rachel for 20 minutes, and then he doesn't cry.
Mom.
I've never. I don't even know what Miss Rachel's voice sounds like, to be honest.
Like that. I was doing a perfect impression there. She's got a,
And like he
she's got a
watches that
deep voice.
he watches that shit at daycare.
Oh,
So
fucking give him an iPad then.
yeah.
All right. What about a
Um,
Kindle?
speaking of being a dad, our next segment falls very good into this. What we're talking about here falls very good into this. Wait, what's going on with my speech today?
I don't know.
Still coming down after the PCAs?
Yeah.
No,
You were shit
said
faced
that
out
was
that
the
shit.
last-
Champagne.
Still hungover from the Prosecco.
Mm-hmm. Next segment is what's a great example of fuck around and find out. And I thought that being a dad, you're constantly reminded by your kid that life's all about fucking around and finding out.
Yeah.
It's a great example. That's their entire life early on is all about fucking around and finding out.
Because they haven't found anything out yet.
Oh yeah.
The only way to
It's
do
a
that
lot
is
of
to fuck
fucking around and not a lot of finding out.
Fucking around multiple times before they actually find out.
Yeah. It's like, hey, what happens if I just throw this on the floor?
Yeah.
What happens if I tip this over? You know? If I cry, do I get attention? Let's see.
Let's fuck around and find out.
Yeah.
And it turns out that one they do. They're like, yes, yeah, I do get attention if I cry. And it is awesome.
Yeah, but if I cry
So-
too much,
And if I fake cry, I'll fuck around with that and find out if they come and help me.
My current kid's fuck around and find out is he's got a walker that he scoots around in, just going full bore right into my toes. And it's like
Will
a
this hurt
plastic
my dad or
bottom,
not?
and it's like kind of a little, like plastic can be like come to a point kind of, and it's always just jamming me in the feet.
Yeah.
So it's like, but it's kind of nice though. It's like I gotta keep my head on a swivel in the kitchen now. Just when you think you're just relaxing, you just gotta stay hard like Ryan.
Yeah.
Got to make sure you're not waking up early and he's out there and got up early, put him in the walker.
Yeah.
You're groggy.
In
kick
some
him.
scenarios, I have to just jump up and press my feet against the island and the cabinets so he can go underneath me because that's my only route out of getting my feet jammed.
What do you think of wearing slippers in the house?
I'm for it.
Okay.
I actually wear my shoes a lot in the house.
I'm a big slipper guy. I got slippers
Yeah.
for Christmas.
Like this might be a serial killer trait of me, but I'll come into the house and I'll wear my shoes like for like an hour and a half in the house without taking them off.
That's weird.
Just eat,
That's
eat
insane.
dinner with
That's a
my
little
shoes
long.
on.
That's real weird.
Yeah.
But it's all hardwood, right? You're not walking on
Yeah,
concrete.
yeah. LVP. So luxury vinyl plank, Jared.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, I think that's what I got. My kid, I got a Roomba now. My kid jumped on the Roomba the other day and was like scooting around. And then he fell back, hit his head on the floor. And I would hope he found out something about not jumping on the Roomba.
He'll be back on
He'll
it.
be back on
How
it.
is his leg held up? It was good.
Dude, the other day he tried climbing on the roof and jumping off the roof.
Of the house?
Nah, I'm kidding. Oh yeah,
I was like, how the fuck did he get up there?
he's jumping off everything.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean, he is putting that leg to the. He's fucking around, seeing if that leg's okay.
He's trying to find out how strong it is.
Yeah, he's
now.
found out it's doing pretty good.
Well, see, the problem is they do find out immediately, but then they have to fuck around to see if that was a one-off occurrence
Yeah.
or not, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, was that a fluke that I fell off the Roomba, or should I jump on it again?
Mhm.
And I think kids are a great example of fuck around, find out. They are the purest form of that,
Mhm.
and we just lose it as we get older.
They're just constantly fucking around.
Well, we get told no so many times that it's just like they beat the fuck around out of us, you know?
And like as adults, we don't like. There's not a ton left. There's not a ton more finding out to do, which is kind of like I don't know. It kind of sucks.
I
feel like we get-
disagree.
I would disagree. I think
I think we don't know yet.
a lot of people should be doing more finding out, fucking around and finding out.
I don't know. I'm so anti fucking around. I hung a swing from a tree branch yesterday and I ratchet strapped the ladder to the tree. I was too afraid to fuck around with the ladder. I didn't want to find out at all. So I just took the fucking around out of it.
I mean,
I think we just
OSHA
also
approved.
I think we also just call that you being a giant pussy.
Yeah, I was just too afraid to fuck around. Same thing.
Yeah, but the moment you're on your back, not able to move,
Well, so I would venture to say that you fucked around in other scenarios that led you to find out that you should ratchet strap.
Yeah,
it.
or
So
other
that's
people
good.
fucked around in that scenario and I used their finding out.
That
for
is the
myself.
one nice thing about the
Second
internet
degree.
is you can let a lot of other people fuck around for you, so you can just find out secondhand.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That is
Through
nice.
proxy.
Yeah, it's nice. That's actually a great like group chat feed of everyone just sending videos of people fucking around and finding out. I mean, I guess that kind of is
Yeah.
every group chat. I guess.
It's on Instagram. It's called Epic Fails.
That's a good one.
I've heard
Yes.
of that one.
That's a good one.
What's another great example of effing around and finding out?
Teasing your wife.
Mm,
Because there's a line And I've fucked around and found it several times.
We talking verbally or physically?
Teasing her physically, I think that's subject for not the podcast.
Well, I mean, like, yeah, we talking like,
It's a sex talk.
are you talking foreplay or what?
Yeah, that type of teasing.
Yeah, I mean, there's no other physical teasing. I'm talking.
Answer the question,
I'm
though.
talking verbal. I'm talking
Okay,
verbal.
all right.
You can only needle so far until you step over the line, and then she's just fucking pissed. And then you got to deal with that the whole night. Maybe every once in a while, you really she'll verbally abuse you back.
It was a joke.
It's like, okay, I was kidding. I mean, I know it was an extremely personal thing for me to say, but I was kidding.
Yeah, I feel like I'm pretty good at fucking around and not having to find out.
Mhm.
Meaning, like, I know where the line is. Maybe there was a time where I found out.
So the problem
But-
for me is like I'll come home and I don't know what kind of day she had. And then I'll fuck around and find out immediately what kind of day she
Why don't you
had.
just add in, like, hey, honey, how was your day?
Because
And that's you minorly fucking around to find out if you can truly fuck around and find out.
I'm not living in a 90s sitcom. I'm not coming home. Hello, dear. How was your day?
So what are you coming home and doing then?
I'll say, what's up? How are you doing?
That's it.
Or I'll be like, how you doing today? Did you fucking break any pots?
Okay. Well, there you go.
I like giving my wife shit. It's our love language.
Just cleaning dishes today.
Yeah. I see the dishes are still dirty. What the fuck you been up to?
Tyler,
It's a little strong.
Yeah, well, I found that out. I was fucking around.
Hell yeah,
I mean,
I like that.
I'm gonna be honest, Tyler. I don't. If you'd have just ran that by us, you wouldn't have had to fuck around and find out. We could have probably just
I
led
felt-
you in the right direction on
Pump
that
the
one.
brakes a little.
I found that one out a long time ago. I hit one of the Becca and I had just moved in together, and I hit her with the hey, do you know why women's feet are smaller than men's? She's like, no, why? Like, so they can stand closer to the sink.
Oh my god.
She didn't love that joke at all. She's actively washing dishes when I did it.
How you were able to get laid 3 times is beyond me.
My wit and charm. I've fucked around. Found out.
What else do you got,
Well.
Tyler? In that you got what else have you been fucking around with?
I mean, with the whole dad thing, you
No. We want to know more bad things you said to your wife.
oh no, I tease her about her knees. She's got bad knees and they make these weird clicking noises. And I was like giving her shit for it. And then she took one the wrong way. I was like, you gotta like start going
Her
for
knee went the wrong way.
No, she took a comment the wrong way. I was like, you gotta start going for walks.
Oof.
And she took it as you're fat comment, and I meant it. You got to get your knees healthy comment,
Yeah.
and that didn't go well.
Mhm.
Yeah,
it was just the way you presented it.
because she got up from the couch and her fucking knees clicked, and I'm like, you gotta start going
Oh,
for
she's
walks.
she's
Your
a
ears popped.
she's an oldie lifter though. She's
Yeah.
an Olympic lifter.
Yeah, bad knees. So there was that one. That was very recent. That was like 2 days ago.
Really?
It's just to be a communique.
She's like, what's that supposed to fucking mean? And I'm like, your knees click. And then that was what I really meant. But at this point, I'm feeling guilty and I'm acting guilty because I know what she thinks I meant. And it was just a shit show.
Yeah.
Yeah, the hole's already dug.
Yeah. And I was like, I'm just going to shut the fuck up and let you cool off because
Knee deep in that
if I say anything, it's going to get worse.
Yeah, I feel like my wife's got pretty thick skin.
Oh, yeah. That's good. Cherish it. I mean, my
So
wife.
you gotta present
but
that the
it's
right
like,
way.
I
So you
also-
can't be like, hey, you have thick skin. What do you call me, fat?
What do you fucking mean by that?
You know, it's all about guys. We gotta present stuff the correct way.
Do you think I'm not emotional enough?
It's a minefield out
yeah, yeah.
No, I don't want to make it sound like she's super sensitive, but it's more me just pushing
Huh.
too much. I push a lot.
I mean, I
got
do that with you
somebody.
guys quite a bit.
Yeah. And I'll snap sometimes.
Yeah, right. And there's the finding.
But
out.
also, like, you guys, we've all snapped on this podcast at some point.
Yeah.
And although we may feel a little guilty about snapping, on this podcast. It does feel good once in a while to just do a clean break and just snap completely.
Yeah, but think about
So honestly, we're doing our wives a favor by giving them that emotional release of being able to snap on us.
I'm using that. That's good.
What, they're just gonna go through life just like hunky dory?
Well, I would rather have you take it out on me than an unsuspecting stranger that commented about your
That's
needs.
true.
Yeah.
I'd hate for you to be standing in the Enterprise rental car line and lose your shit on the person working the desk. Because I've been there.
Yeah.
Because I've been there, and it's no bueno, as they would say.
You
In the
said
Spanish-speaking community.
the thing about snapping on this podcast though is like it's supposed to feel good, but it doesn't, because then you'll never hear the end of it.
And it exists on the internet forever.
The grilling bit will never
yeah.
die.
I know.
And it would have felt good in that moment had it not come up again.
If we did that same shit, except it was just in one of our garages drinking, it'd have been therapeutic as fuck.
Yeah, like your wife snaps on you and you never talk about it again.
Your bullshit friends would have been like, yeah, man, maybe you're right.
No.
Bullshit friends.
Fuck off. Don't bring my friends into this.
No,
Yeah, what the fuck?
what I meant was is like we all have bullshit friends that when you're just in the garage and vibes are good, they don't want to start the argument that we started.
Yeah, you meant bullshit and friends, like friends you'll bullshit with. So you
Like
gotta-
I
you
actually
gotta phrase
did
it
it.
the right
I
way.
actually didn't mean it as you have bullshit friends. I mean, yeah, that like everyone's got friends that
Dude, he's
are
living
bullshit.
the knee moment right now.
Yeah.
Holmes dog, you do have to try and talk your way out of the hole. I do it all the time.
Yeah, oh yeah.
So what
But then there's a limit of fucking around talking yourself out of the hole until you find out you just got to stop.
Yeah, I
and
know.
then you're now just in gaslighting territory, you know?
Yep.
I was talking to Ryan, not you, Tyler.
Well, the reason why I said you have bullshit friends is because Ryan was talking about how bullshit your friends are.
Here we go.
And then Jared chimed in, so I figured this was a safe space.
This is
Another
not a
gaslight.
safe
No.
space.
No.
No, I apologize to your friends. I didn't mean them that they're bullshit, but what I meant is like when you're in that scenario, people are less apt to get into argument like we do on this podcast. And so they're just going to be like, you would have gone away from that being like, yeah, everyone thinks grilling's kind of dumb.
It's more
And it's just-
kumbaya.
Yeah, that's just not how you should feel. Ever.
I can't say on this podcast what my friends would have called me if I said that.
They would have been on our side.
Yeah.
Did they give you shit after that went down on the internet?
A little bit.
don't
They don't watch the
They
podcast.
don't watch it.
No.
So I can call them bullshit.
It'd be
all
weird.
I-
Don't you think it'd be weird to watch a podcast of your friend?
Yeah, so it would be like you listening to your friend talk to his other group of friends.
Yeah.
And just being like yeah, you're right. That
Yeah,
would be
because you don't
weird.
listen to Charlie's podcast.
No.
It'd be weird. Like I can't listen to us. Like I'll go back and listen to special episodes like the PCAs or like road trippers, stuff like that. I'll go back and listen to, but I can't just listen to a regular episode of us even. It's like I was there.
Yeah, well, it's different when you're on it, but yeah. Yeah, well. Anyone else got any great examples of fucking around and find out?
Yeah, I mean, it's tough to beat that conversation.
Jared fucked around with how long you can have a fish without feeding it.
Yeah.
How long?
Week, I think.
Yeah, it's about like a
I
human.
didn't feed it. I think another one is we haven't really talked about this. Is you have a furnace. You don't change the filters, you're gonna find out.
You can find out how cold it can actually get inside.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that that is kind of filed underneath the category of an unintentional fuck around and find out.
Yeah.
You know,
It's true.
I imagine there's a lot of people out there that just don't even think about the fact that they would have to change the filter on their rooftop commercial furnace unit. You know,
Correct.
I'm sure there's a ton of people out there, but they are fucking around with that and their air and their HVAC system.
Yeah.
and then they find out. So yeah, I totally get that.
Yeah, I wasn't saying you. I was just saying it.
No, I didn't take it as me.
Well,
and see, Tyler, that's how you like don't take things personally on this podcast. What I just did. So.
I was defending my friends. I didn't take it
it's a
personally.
good friend,
You
actually.
can also clip this and show it to your wife too. Give her a kind of a master class on how to not take things personally.
I already found out. I'm done fucking
The
around.
chicken deal.
Oh yeah.
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 And Jared fucked around by putting that clip out, and you found out that made you really mad.
Yeah. Huh? That was a different producer.
Shit runs downhill.
Betrayed me.
Yeah, but Jared should have caught it before it.
He should
So
have.
don't you dare post this.
I believe you. I believe you said that.
Another situation of fucking around finding out. This one's kind of specific, but driving down a minimum maintenance road in like the winter or the spring.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
I have one just right down from my house, and I was gonna take it to work the other day just to kind of feel
To
out the
fuck
back
around.
roads. And it's a section long, so a mile long. I probably got 100 yards into that, and I just backed all the way out. I backed all the way out and said, "There will be no more fucking around here because I do not want to find out what it's going to take for me to get my truck out
You're
of the
like,
mud."
the maintenance is minimum on this.
yeah.
Yeah, you're like, what the fuck? Why don't they plow this? Like, I know that they're not going to come fix the potholes, but
Yeah, like minimum maintenance is there's still maintenance on it.
Yeah, it does. It's-
Fucking-
yeah, why does it
Minimum
just
is
say
zero.
no maintenance?
yeah. Yeah. Like
One time of year maintenance. road.
going down a minimum maintenance road that I don't know what I'm about to encounter. It's like, that's the only time I drive 10 and 2.
Yeah.
10 and 2 white knuckle with my face over top the steering wheel.
And I feel like 20% of the time it pays off.
Yeah. It's
Were
like,
you with me and Charlie that one time when we went to go at the bar for Bellied Up and we like turned down a minimum maintenance road and we actually like took it the whole way and it was just like fucking bouncing up. It was like
See the
it was like the truck was on hydraulics.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and it's different. Like, it seems like when you're out hunting, when you have hunting clothes on, no problem.
The bounciness of
no
the road doesn't matter.
Your truck,
Correct.
it doesn't matter what's happening to your truck, but when you're just in street clothes, like,
You can't be risking minimum maintenance roads and street clothes.
no, God, no.
You got to either be in workwear or hunting gear.
Correct.
Do you guys remember when with the Northern Lights, we could see those this last summer?
Mm-hmm.
So I left my house at like 1 a.m. to go find a spot on the minimum maintenance roads where I could get away from the light pollution and see the Northern Lights. And it was when my leg was fucking broken. So I was bahawing in the middle of the night on these minimum maintenance roads, driving with my left foot and my right foot in the
Oh my
fucking
God.
boot, just bouncing up and down. And it hurt like a bitch.
You just don't love the Northern Lights that much.
I'd never seen them. I wanted to see
I've
them
never
bad.
seen him either.
What?
I haven't either.
I've seen tons of times.
I've never
When?
seen him.
We're not,
you can see them from in Fargo.
we're not talking about the strip club.
Plenty of-
No, this last summer or whatever, whenever they were out, you could see them from Fargo.
Yeah, not in town though. I tried to see him in town.
No,
No,
I-
too much light pollution.
The trees are too high for me too. I like through my old back, I couldn't see
Well,
anything.
I live in a neighborhood without trees, so
You should have, if you'd have drove like a mile south of your house, they were way different. They were super cool.
yeah, I can just Google it.
That's not the same, and you know
It's
it.
different. Different
Oh,
type
wow,
of
that's
energy.
sick.
Energy.
Yeah, I guess on a broken leg, rolling down a minimum maintenance road at 1 a.m. for the Northern Lights. It's
It-
kind of where I'm like, yeah, I think I'll just.
I'll punt.
If I
I'll
had
Google.
seen them before, I absolutely would not have done that. And then
Was it worth it?
I thought in the moment, yeah. In
Now?
hindsight, no, because then I ended up seeing them again opening morning of rifle season this year. So I saw them twice
Mm.
in 1 year. If I'd have known that was coming, absolutely wouldn't have done
I feel like it happens
Yeah.
like twice a year. Anyway.
It happens all the
Yeah, I
time.
just miss it apparently.
Oh.
Well, that's a great life lesson, Tyler. Don't blink.
Yeah, I did it. I took advantage.
Just like that. You're 27 years old and you miss another Northern Lights.
I'm 30.
Don't blink. You're 30?
Yeah, we're the same age for like half the year.
No, I'm 31.
Mm.
About to be 32.
Okay.
So
We probably only have like 150 Northern Lights left in our life. It
Wow.
happens twice a year.
you think I'm dying at 80? 2?
Yeah.
That adds up. Yeah, I'd take that.
That's a full
I'll call my
life.
shot right now. You're gonna die at 82.
It's a full life.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
we should do that. Let's all pick when we think each other are going to die.
It's a full life pre-hospice too, I think.
Ryan, I think you'll die at 88. You seem like an 88 guy.
I don't know, dude. His high level of nicotine and caffeine consumption, it's going to be hard on your heart later.
Yeah.
But he is going.
You-
If he continues to go the
you-
next
you-
88 years hard, his heart will be in really good
It's
shape.
true.
You guys are still stuck in my old caffeine way. I drink I drink no more than 250 milligrams of caffeine a day.
Still a lot.
That's a lot.
Still
I mean,
a
and
lot.
I haven't had a 5-hour energy deal on the PCAs. I haven't had 5-hour energy in like 3 or 4 years.
Except for on Friday.
I didn't have one on Friday.
Oh, didn't you say you had one on the PCA? Didn't you just say that?
No, I haven't had
They're
one in
saying
3 or
in
4 years.
response to your
About it.
comment from the
Yeah,
PCA's
yeah.
opening
Yeah.
address.
I mean, you saying you only had 250 milligrams a day now as a downgrade just further my point about how much caffeine you consume.
I mean, that's damn. It's just one energy drink.
Yeah, energy drinks are good for you though.
Yeah, it's really bad for your
We
heart.
all drink them.
I don't.
I do.
Thank you.
We're not. I'm not saying
How does-
I consume the healthiest things.
Do we need to rewind and show how not to take something personal that I did when Jared made a joke at me?
Well, no, I just had to clear the caffeine consumption thing up because I used to drink like 600 milligrams of caffeine a day.
That is
Jesus.
just so crazy.
I mean, but how like the guys on the construction?
I'd be sitting
crew-
here and you would just see my heart beating in my chest if I had 600 milligrams.
Like a cartoon.
like guys on construction crews. 2 monsters a day is not out of the question.
Well, they're all
correct?
gonna die when they're 55.
It's like no one's viewing construction workers as like a
temple of health.
Yeah.
Beacon.
I didn't say you're not gonna live long. I just said 88.
Well, give me 87 then. Just take a year
Why
off.
don't you like 88? 88's good.
Well, no, I'm saying because of the caffeine, because of the 2,000 milligrams a day.
Okay.
Give me 87.
I'm sniffing 100 bills.
Yeah, I could see that.
I think Tyler will live the longest because he's gonna reach a point where he's gonna basically just beg the world to die. He's gonna be sick of it.
Yep.
He's gonna be done, and then those are the people that make it the longest.
Yeah, so in turn,
They're
it's like
gonna-
you're gonna live longer.
They're gonna interview like, is there anything you wish you'd have done differently in your 100 years? I'm like, I wish I would have talked to less fucking people.
I wish I would
no,
have
you'd be like, I wish I would have died 20 years ago.
Yeah. I'll have 175 great grandkids at that point.
Oh man.
I think I'll make it to 80. I think with just technology and our ability to heal, is in your 80s you might not have quality of life because you're like, you got all the ailments and stuff, but they can keep you alive for a long time.
Oh,
I feel
yeah.
like now.
Yeah.
So I feel like we all got a pretty good shot at making it to 80,
Yeah.
God willing. We'll see.
See.
Yeah.
They do say 1 in 4 people die before they turn 50, but it's-
Do they?
I don't know. I just made that up. Just thought I'd make the room feel a little uneasy after I said that.
Who's it gonna be?
Not me.
Yeah.
Ryan, this is also how we help our friends out. We bully you enough to where you're like, fine, I'll just have a cup of coffee every day.
Yeah, but I wasn't like, hey, like you're getting fat. You have to start exercising. We didn't bully you into starting exercising.
The
you know?
internet
Besides
was
our pay-
already doing it for me.
Yeah, but they're
Are
not
you kidding?
like they're not personal friends.
If he wasn't my boss and we were just friends outside of work, I absolutely would have.
Why? I
I'd
mean,
have bullied him into working out.
why? Just because he's your boss? You're
Yeah.
you're looking out for him. though.
There's some professional courtesy here. I can't be like, hey, buddy, you're fat. Go lift weights.
But that'd
I
be,
can't see your ears.
why not though?
Because that's you. there's a line you don't cross. You don't say that to your. I could say it
So I
in
mean,
a different way.
let's just say he was like addicted to heroin. Professional courtesy. I'm not going to tell you to get help or anything. So you just keep.
No. You're
sticking
you're
that-
confusing what I'm saying. I didn't.
I'm not
I
confusing
said
at
I
all.
wouldn't bully him. I could talk to him and tell him, but like, hey, it looks like maybe you're getting a little unhealthy.
Oh, okay.
I can't bully my
Gotcha,
boss
gotcha.
into it.
Yeah. Okay. I'm
Hey,
following.
fatso.
I mean, you could have done it in subtle ways. Could have been like, hey, you wanted me to get you the new merch printed up. So here's your 5XL shirt. Like you could have done that. You chose not to.
That would have been a good bid, actually. 5XLs are not cheap, though. That's the thing. We were running a tight budget around here.
It's like 3XLs sewed together.
Yeah. Well, it's like you take the price of an XL and times it by 5.
I suppose, yeah.
You know.
More fabric.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys may not have bullied me, but the internet did.
Okay.
And honestly, most people go like, wow, the internet bullying is bad.
What?
In my case, I think it was probably what I needed at the time.
One of the rare success stories from
Yeah.
cyberbullying.
Yeah. I think
Good
coming
point.
out the other end, thank you for calling me on my bullshit. Because anytime someone gets mad about something on the internet, it's usually because you feel that there's truth behind it. That's what makes you the most mad.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
Do you think you'll ever let yourself go again?
probably no. I will just fluctuate. I don't think I'll ever
Yeah.
get as large as I was, but there's going to be something that happens and I just don't care about it as much. And then, you gain 10, 15 pounds.
Mhm.
I hope I don't gain 60 pounds again. That would be bad.
Yeah, it's like you enter in a raffle and you win free Culvers for life or something. Like, fuck.
Fuck, I guess here we go.
Could turn my
Okay,
phone off.
live to be 83 and like eat carrots and shit, or live to be 50 and eat Culvers every day.
That
just
sounds
just
nice.
take the Culver's bet and just work out extra hard.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And no caffeine.
Yeah.
You know heroin.
Hey, let's kill.
Just a fat heroin addict.
Let's just
Oh, you get the munchies on heroin?
just the most counterintuitive thing. How are you?
Wow, it looks like you've been saving a lot of lives donating plasma lately. I see. Good on you.
Good on you.
Oh no, trust me. There's a point you reach, you can't donate plasma, fatness wise.
Really?
Oh,
Can't
yeah.
find the vein.
Well, there's that. There's also like a blood pressure situation.
Yeah, deal
and-
that day. I think, I was making too much money there. They just made something up and said I can't come back.
No, they were like, you literally have so many legal drugs in you right now that we just can't even use it. It's so tainted.
It's like at a casino when they kick out a player for playing too well. That's
Yeah.
what they did
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, you made too much money. You gotta get out of here. You're banned from this.
You're
casino.
counting cards.
Okay, you have so much blood flow that you're in and out of here in 15 minutes, where
We're
it
not-
normally takes everyone an hour, and we can't have that.
Well, and I see.
Setting a precedent for the other people.
Yeah, I was at the 670 milliliters too, so I was just under the weight. It was like 670 and like
Oh, dude, I was doing 880.
880. Yeah,
you were
yeah,
doing
that's it.
670.
Yeah, because I was on the threshold. The threshold is like 180. I was right below it.
Yeah, I would during wrestling season I was the 670, and then
Yeah.
out of wrestling season I was 880.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, so in reality, I was saving more lives.
Yeah.
So
That's true. That is very true.
why don't you ever hear any success stories with the plat? Like, I'd love to know. I'd like to
'Cause they're-
see some testimonials of the people that I helped save.
Well, they're not saving anyone. They're cloning us, building their armies.
I don't know what to do with that.
Whatever you want.
Okay.
Do with it what you will.
Should we take a break? We have now our first ever beer draft.
Beer draft.
Draft beer. We're gonna
Beer
draft
draft?
beer.
I didn't even put that together.
You didn't? I thought that was the whole thing.
Me too.
We're gonna drought beer.
I thought that was the whole bit.
I didn't.
Is that beer is on draft?
I didn't.
So we're gonna do a beer draft.
My apologies.
Okay.
Gotta
Well,
be
an
foreseeing that stuff.
accidental fun joke by Jared.
Yeah. Well, those are the best jokes.
So the rules of the draft is you get to pick a beer, and then we've
Just becomes
vote?
part of the team, I think.
We'll let the patrons
Yeah, well,
vote.
I'll do a poll on Patreon.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do
There
that.
we go. Patrons get to poll who's got the best. Well, that might if I'm pandering to the
All right, we'll do a Spotify poll too. How's that?
yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna draft my own personal preference, and I'm not gonna let pandering affect mine.
Okay.
So that being said,
How many rounds?
We
My
had
first pick will be any beer that I can have with a podcast listener.
Holy fuck.
Oh my God.
And then I'll just get mine out of the way. The second beer I'd like to draft is a beer with any patron.
Yeah.
The third beer I love having is anyone we work with on brand deals. You know. And yeah, I mean that's it.
I'll just do three.
Family and friends.
Well, I don't have a lot of family members that are patrons, so
You got a lot of bullshit friends.
The patron.
and family. So yeah, I think that's about it for me. So I got my draft done.
All right. Who's next?
Okay, so
Yeah, no, yeah,
Miles snake draft.
so then I have beer with Donkey Dong. That would be another one that I pick. You just start naming
Yeah,
all
Danny
the patrons.
Bacchus.
Danny Bacchus.
Right.
What was it? A Dairy Queef, Miles Mistress, and Dixie Normus. Those are I would like to have beers with all those. But
Probably not Miles' Mistress.
that's just my personal thing. Like I said, I wanted to leave pandering out of this.
He's more of an old-fashioned guy with a mistress.
Yeah, I guess.
I've been watching a lot of Mad Men. All right. So, in reality, the first ever You Bet Your Radio beer draft.
Draft beer.
Mhm.
Draft beer. Beer draft beer.
Mm-hmm.
So with the first pick in the beer draft, I would like to select a beer in a small town bar out of a bottle. It's got to be out of a bottle. It's that certain type of fancy that just goes down so good.
Okay. That's a pretty good one-on-one. I didn't think of that.
What's up?
That's a pretty good one-on-one.
Yeah, it's like I was thinking
Yeah.
first pick of the draft. It's like the one that I would take above all the rest. That would be the one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like smoking weed out of a pop can it doesn't compare to smoking out of a glass bong.
We wouldn't know.
Yeah, that's what your
That
friends
was-
Well, that's
told
just
you.
what I mean. I would just, you guys can take my college buddy's advice. You can just take it.
Well,
Take it as truth.
They just texted you that, right?
yeah.
You're just
we-
repeating what they just
correct.
texted
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. Yep.
So that's the first. Ryan, pick number 2.
I'd probably say that post AA meeting beer. I mean, after sitting in a circle for an hour, just imagine when that.
You're just dumping. People are dumping their problems.
Yeah.
on you.
Just imagine what that crispness tastes like when it hits your lips.
I got after my third minor, they're like, hey, we'll give you a less of a fine if you go to an AA meeting. And I had turned 20. I turned 21 since the court date to my AA meeting, and we went and got beers after.
And it was great, wasn't
And
it?
They were great.
Yeah.
They were great. It
That's
was
what I'm saying. There's just something about,
You guys are
there's
fun.
something about sitting in a circle wanting to drink. Like, you're playing beer darts in a circle. You're sitting around a campfire in a circle.
Yeah.
You're at an AA meeting in a circle.
You should have just taken
And it-
beers in a circle off the board.
Oh,
Well, I mean, I think that ties into it.
Oh, so that's really what he drafted. is
Yeah,
what
yeah,
you're
yeah.
saying.
Yep.
Yeah. So drinking beers in a circle.
I like that.
that's a great pick.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Actually is a fire pick.
Around a fire pick, actually. Tyler, what's number 3?
Number 3, my first round pick is Deer Camp beers.
Yeah.
They can be cold, they can be warm. They just have to be at Deer Camp.
Yeah, like I feel like this first round we just got to get other than Ryan's AA beer.
Get it out of the way.
No, circle beers.
we got to get all the basic ones that you have to draft first because they're the best.
Yeah.
But then, yeah.
Mine's circle.
I mean, that's the roster's made in the later rounds.
Yeah,
like
Deer-
these are obvious off the board.
True.
Deer-
Ryan's was Michael Penix 8 overall. That was a surprise, but
Circle beer. Imagine what are
Yeah.
the other things you can do in a circle?
Hey, there we go.
don't be a jerk.
Seriously.
Yeah, deer stand beers are fucking taste so good.
Jared, what do you got?
First beer after traveling all day beer.
A long road trip, road trip beer.
Yeah, like you're at your destination, that first beer.
that one
Does
hits
that
good.
count as a hotel beer? Because I had
It
that on my
can.
list, but if it's taken off the board, it's taken off the board.
Yeah.
Because
Well,
I
no, 'cause
actually had a hotel beer with my brother-in-law this weekend, and I got back to the room and I said, and that was the best.
Yep.
Because it's like when you're at a hotel bar, you're just like wearing your tennis shoes and sweatpants and a sweatshirt, and you know you're never gonna see anyone in the bar again. You're just chilling, hanging out,
You're gonna
and
black out quick.
it's just the best.
Yeah.
You only had you just had one beer.
No.
Okay, I was gonna say you in that situation, it'd be hard to pull you out of there.
Yeah. But yeah, hotel beer, maybe a ground round. Be swinging in there when you
get some
to town.
popcorn, get a steak bomb. I still remember the menu a little bit.
Yeah, I was gonna say you work there. I've never been.
Get the Texas Tangler salad.
Texas Tangler.
I think that's what it was called.
Get the old Tennessee tickler.
And my other one would be funeral beer.
Nice.
Funeral beers are extremely underrated.
What kind of beer?
They're
Funeral.
great,
Funeral.
but for a different reason than post
Which-
road trip beer.
Which funeral beer specifically? The one you're drinking or the one you're pouring out for said dead person?
One I'm drinking for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because they're not going to be able to taste that.
Well, they
Yeah.
might. We don't know what
That's
happens.
true. That's true. But yeah, I think it's better than a wedding beer.
Fuck you, Jared. That was my pick next.
You still can pick it.
But he's already he preemptively shit talked my pick.
This is the classic analytics guy that
Yeah.
talks down to all the other picks they get. So
Yeah.
you're fine.
I want Iguodala.
But yeah,
dollar.
you should take that one off the board, Tyler.
I'm going.
Because that was on my list too.
Wedding beers is my pick. Second round, I'm taking wedding beers, especially when they're free.
What about at your own wedding?
I had plenty of wedding beers.
I know, but is it better at your own wedding or at someone else's?
No, someone else's. Because at
Yeah.
my own wedding, I had to pay for those
Yeah.
beers.
For
Yeah, you
sure.
can't even feel how buzzed you are at your own wedding because you're just like talking to people
Yeah.
and pictures, and you got so much shit going on. you
Yeah,
know?
it's because mostly too, like you could lump in the free beer for the wedding beers because everyone's doing at least a keg of free beer right away.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Is that so funny?
Because free beer is just available for anybody to pick right now.
Yeah,
I kind of felt like that was too low.
I
Free
thought it
beer,
was-
cold beer is
yeah,
too low hanging.
Yeah,
Okay.
fucking
Yeah.
freezing cold beer, slushy beer. You know,
Okay.
we could have gone.
Jared,
that
he's
route.
doing it again. He's just trying to
I
shit
know.
talk our later picks.
I know.
Inside baseball, I guess.
If
Well, you
they
can
call,
shit-
if he calls and wants to trade picks, don't answer.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
absolutely.
you can shit talk the
Stonewall.
Patriots for picking Tom Brady in the 6th round, but like,
Mhm.
you know, it doesn't mean he's not better than the top 10.
What's your pick, Ryan?
Oh, it's my turn. I'm gonna go with the airport beer.
Nice.
This is pre-destination, obviously.
Yeah.
I think the airport beers, personally, I think it's better than the destination beer because it's like there's all the anticipation of getting there.
What if
right?
it's like 5 a.m. though?
Even better.
Okay.
Normally, especially from here, there's got to be a layover somewhere.
Sure.
Minneapolis, and hit 9 a.m. It's like, fuck, let's belly up to the old bar and get ourselves a brewski.
I want you to tell me how many times at an airport you've looked at someone and said, let's belly up to the bar and get a brewski.
And I think it's the opposite.
I bet it's less than more than zero.
Well, the last time was probably your bachelor party, which was what 2 years ago to this day. I just got the snap memory. Yeah.
Oh,
So
You have said, let's belly up to the bar and get a brewski to someone at the airport.
well, no, I haven't said that exactly, but I did get cut off in first class after 2 beers.
That is true.
Shit face. We hadn't even left the runway yet.
Yeah, wasn't the elevation.
For my next pick, I'm picking beer with someone you wouldn't expect to have a beer with.
Okay.
Damn it!
So, like, for example,
I did steal it.
actually?
Yep. I spur of the moment beer.
Like, I had a drink or a beer with my 3rd grade teacher one time at a bar. We ran into her. Like, that's a great beer.
Not Mrs. Luther, clearly.
No, fuck her.
Okay.
Was it a
Great beer? Or, like, you know what I mean? Like, I remember the first time our strength coach in college, when you view your strength coach, he's like kind of a little bit like your dad in the sense of like he's always yelling at you, and you're like try and be on your best behavior around him and be healthy and stuff. And then after I graduated, I had a beer with him, and I was like, this is so awesome.
Yeah,
I should
yeah.
not be having
Yeah.
a beer with you.
Feels illegal.
Mhm.
Yeah. A
Yeah.
little bit of danger.
You
involved.
enjoyed the 3rd grade teacher beer?
What do you mean?
Well, I'm just asking. You enjoyed the beer? Like, if I ran into my 3rd grade teacher, I'd be like, I'm just gonna pretend I didn't see you there.
Well, it doesn't necessarily have to be your 3rd grade teacher.
Yeah.
Well, I know. I mean,
Could be your 4th grade teacher.
I'm just
Could be
saying
your
teacher in
5th
general.
grade teacher.
Yeah.
I
Could be your 6th grade teacher.
it's interesting that like you enjoy drinking with your past teachers.
It's happened to me one time.
Oh, well, it sounded like it was a
You
good
act like I'm getting together.
No,
with all-
it sounded like you
I
had
got
a good time
group
though.
chat with all my old teachers, being like, "We heading out.
Hey, teacher.
Hey, what's up, former teachers? You trying to belly up to the bar and get a brewski at the airport?"
No,
maybe?
it just got me thinking when you laid that out. Like, you had a beer with your 3rd grade teacher. You had like it was a great beer. It's like, what do you talk about with your 3rd grade teacher to make it a
3rd
great
grade.
beer?
Yeah,
Like, hey, were you shit?
it's the ultimate associative regression. I'm like back 3rd grade talking about dicks and farts, you know. And then she's like, "You can't say that. I'm going to tell your parents." And you're like, "Go ahead."
Did you address her by first name or Mrs. and then whatever?
I don't think I said her name.
You
Because
didn't,
I-
you didn't remember her name. Great beer though.
No, because
Peel the label.
because it was like you don't know what to call them, you know? It's weird if me as like a 25-year-old guy says Mrs. whatever. And then I also think she got divorced, so that I didn't
Oh,
want to
yeah.
call her Mrs. I didn't know the Mrs. Miss thing.
You don't want to fuck around.
But you also
And I also didn't know what her last name was anymore.
and it's
It
weird.
was a nightmare scenario for the name.
But it was a great beer though.
You also,
I don't know why I don't get why you're trying to make this sound like this is a bad beer to have.
No. I don't. Just knowing you, I just can't see you having a good time drinking a beer with your former.
I didn't call her and be like, you know, we should catch up. I was at a fucking bar with other people. She shows up. What's going on? You remember in 3rd grade? Ha ha ha. Let's have a drink. We had a drink and when we went our separate ways. What else do you want from me?
What am I supposed to do?
Sorry. Someone you wouldn't expect, like your AA sponsor. Is that better, Ryan?
I was trying to dig more into the interaction. That's it.
I think I gotta go get Miles.
Oh fuck.
he's got Shannon on the brain now. He's rattled. That was her
No.
name, by the way.
No.
Think about
I
3rd
got
grade.
a few pretty dog shit ones.
Fourth grade.
He's
You
Vikingsing it. He's Herschel Walkering it right now. He's missing the pick.
You guys
Yeah.
brought
Brian
more
McKinney.
heat than I thought you would. This one, whatever. Fuck you guys.
Yeah.
A spring 50-degree outdoor beer is what I'm drafting next. Because I don't know about you guys, but has anything ever bad happened once that scenario happens?
Depends on your definition of bad, because when that happens, someone's getting a dart in the shin. But
So
is it that bad?
What's bad about that?
That's what I'm saying. It's in the eye of the beholder. It could be bad to someone
It's like not life-threatening, and it's going to be a great story, and you're going to talk about it forever.
if they're up to date on their
And then
tetanus shots.
and then you can always say, "Dude, there's a fucking dart in your leg."
There's a dart in your neck.
Gets a laugh every time.
And what I'll say is, I was drinking beers outside, 50-degree weather, when I ran into my teeth. No,
With Mrs.
Luther.
Let's have a beer.
I had an outdoor beer, 50-degree weather, and then I met my wife later that day. Only good things can happen.
Oh yeah. There you go.
So,
I suppose, yeah. Patty's Day.
all right, Ryan.
Wait. Ann was your third grade teacher?
All right, Ryan, you're up. Let's see what fire you bring to the table.
Is this my last pick?
No, you got one
Okay.
more after this.
I'm going with the ice fishing beer. An ice house beer.
I like it.
Not a pop-up beer.
Because half the time,
Well, that'd be considered an ice house. Yeah,
Okay, gotcha.
because half the time when you're drinking in the fish house, you're not actually fishing.
correct.
So
yeah.
it's good to clarify of ice house beer.
When you start drinking, you're not fishing anymore.
Yeah.
That's what you're doing. And then I mean, you just eat when you plop that baby down in the slush. Oh my god, you don't even need a koozie to keep it cold.
Hell yeah.
So
Nature's your koozie.
yeah, I went ice fishing with one of my college professors one time. And
Did you have fun or no?
had a blast. We had one drink and then we just packed up and left.
Well, I better get going.
So that beer in like 1 minute. I'm like, fuck, I don't think the fish are
If
biting
you
today.
guys ran in to your third grade teacher
Miles, I'm on your side.
and she came up to you and was like, "What's going on? You remember me?" You wouldn't be like, "Hey, yeah, let's have a beer. This is great."
No, I wouldn't.
I'm not against
I'm on
you.
your
This
side.
is just fun.
Yeah.
And I think I'm asking questions because I wouldn't have done that myself. So that's why I'm
Would you have done it with any teacher, or are you just stuck on your
Right.
third grade?
probably
teacher
a college professor.
See, I couldn't tell you the name of any college professor I had. They were just faceless people up there.
Carbon copies.
Well, also I also worked in the department I was majoring. I got to know him more on a personal level. Almost, I mean, if I would have stayed another year, if I would have stayed for year 6, I would have got to know him so well. We went out for beers.
Tyler, you're up next.
Taking my third pick, I'm going with project beers. You're working on a project, you're operating power tools.
My dad can't work on a project unless he's got a beer.
Oh, yeah.
Because they're great. I can't believe it fell this far.
Mhm.
And even when I do a project without one, it's like something is off,
Mhm.
you know? I just
My equilibrium is not centered right now.
I can't do the math of what's 3/8 plus, 5/16. I just can't do the math
But-
unless I have a beer.
When people wonder why men have so many unfinished projects, well, it's because we run out of beer.
Yeah.
Mhm. Or the wife gets mad at you for drinking so much beer and
Right.
you got to quit.
Yep.
Road to the base.
So they can't have it all.
Yeah. I mean, you start a project, it's frustrating, it's annoying, things aren't working great. You crack one beer and shit starts working.
Mm-hmm.
And so all of a sudden you think a little more creatively
Yeah.
outside of the box, outside the case.
Outside the can.
Yeah.
Mine is a 4th of July beer.
Specifically the 4th.
Mm-hmm.
Patriotic of you.
Yeah, it's my favorite holiday to drink. So the first 4th of July beer is the best.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I would have drafted that one, but
What's a better drinking holiday, the 4th or St. Patty's?
I think St. Patty's.
I'd
There's
say
so much more energy around it, like pretty much being springtime and you're coming out of the winter.
I agree on a really nice St. Patty's
Yep.
because sometimes St. Patty's is 15 degrees and shitty out.
Yeah.
You also don't get days. You don't get work days off for St. Patty's.
True. Good point.
It takes St. Patty's, yeah.
Day. Yeah, usually, yeah. I think it's what is it on a
Weekend
Monday
before or after?
Yeah, it's on a Monday this year.
Pub crawl. And my other one is golfing beers. Those are my favorite.
Shut
I love
up,
Jared,
Jared.
fuck
God
off.
damn
Get the
it.
fuck out of here.
Jared's golfed like twice in his whole life.
I love beers when I'm golfing though. Those 2
You're
times.
such a shithead. All right. My final pick is beers, not with, but from the boss. So like work parties, work dinners, shit like, because I feel like your coworkers, you get to see different sides of them. Like we're a different case because we're a small crew and we all know each other pretty well. But like when I was at the news, anytime like we were at a dinner or something and news people started drinking, it was a hoot. It was an absolute blast.
Yeah.
Because I would not say that because news people seem pretty boring.
They're fucking crazy.
Do they all talk in their news voices to each other?
News people are depraved. They're a weird bunch. They party pretty hard despite their public appearance. We were at
How does that make
Were
you
you the-
feel?
What?
Ryan?
What?
Do you think they party as hard as your college buddies?
I mean, no,
the photographers, maybe. They're like the kickers of the
I mean,
news
I don't
world.
think they could sit on a couch for as many hours in
Right,
a row
Jared?
as my college buddies.
We were at Fort Knox.
You see that inside joke they just did? I was.
That makes me want to shut the whole podcast down. What you guys just did right
I
there.
said it because Jared was a news photographer.
I want to close up shop now.
That was an insane inside joke you guys just did.
That
I just said yeah.
that interaction is like, I think it may have just surpassed Bird Box as like the cringiest thing that's ever happened on this podcast.
I think that you're projecting
that
there.
inside joke here, then Bird Box is right underneath it.
That is a lot of projection.
Do you know what I'm talking about, Jared? I'm glad you said something.
You're just deflecting because
'Cause I
you have
almost
so
let it
much
go.
heat from the 3rd grade teacher, and now you're
No.
channeling it to me.
I couldn't be more at ease with the 3rd grade teacher pick.
Oh my god. This is a bad idea.
Way to fucking
No, I
go,
think if it would have
Jared.
been an inside joke about something cooler than working at the news.
I only said it because Jared was a news photographer.
No,
so I was calling him out specifically.
Jared or Tyler, if anyone else did what you and Jared just did and you got to witness it like Ryan and I did, you'd feel the same way. And that's just a fact. It's how life works. And I'm fighting every urge to shut the podcast down after that.
Well, 2 more picks and you can.
No, like I'm talking about like a whole podcast. I'm not talking about this episode.
Company.
Yeah. Also, I'm totally out of picks. I'm gonna have to wing the last one.
Don't do cold beer.
I'm out of picks too. It didn't say in the breakdown that we needed 4 picks.
Yeah, what is this, Mount Rushmore of beers, or is this a draft?
So
So you guys expected 3 picks?
I kind of expected 3.
yeah,
was the
Oh,
I
number.
mean we've done everything the lifelong of this podcast. Everything has been 3.
It's true. we did
We've
like
never done 4.
We did like 40 episodes in a row that were top 3
Top
this,
3.
top 3 that.
That's fair.
We've
That's
never
fair.
had a top 4.
We're in
You're
uncharted waters
spot
right
on.
now.
So this whole
Can you
time,
imagine the panic we'd have been setting if he was like, all right, we're all going to draft 8 types of beers. We're like, oh,
Free beer would have been back on the table.
I'm actually surprised I recognize that inside joke because I've been trying to think of my last one for the last 5 minutes.
this has been all
The
filler.
professional filler.
See what I did
There's
there?
just
I was
no-
stalling for time.
No
you guys
one's
off-
better at it.
Professional
Get
podcast.
you guys off
dude.
track, and then I have time to think of my 4th. And I have it. It's banked and ready to go.
I now have a really good one.
Ryan, I bet you have a really good pick for the next.
I actually do
I
it.
bet
Drafting
it's
the beer.
really good.
I actually do. It should have actually been drafted higher.
Yeah. So whenever you're ready, you can let us know what it is.
Is it? Oh, it's my turn.
Yeah. Whenever you're ready.
My fourth and final pick is a sporting event beer,
Nice.
or a sports game beer, sporting event, what have you.
Okay.
Like a stadium beer. I guess you can be outside too, but stadium beer.
So I think price. I'm out because they're usually expensive beers.
So are destination beers at a hotel.
Here we go.
Ryan
necessarily.
What do you mean?
has
They don't have
expensive taste.
they don't have $2 fucking beers at hotel bars.
I said
On vacation.
first beer after traveling all day. I could have bought like a 30 rack. I could have bought, a singular beer.
That's true.
Ryan has expensive taste. He also picked airport beers, which
But if
are
you're at
$12.
If you're at
Yeah, basically, if we summed up Ryan's draft, it's just any beer that costs shitloads of money.
well, I think it made
Quite opposite of
Dude,
free
it,
beer.
it
The
makes
post AA beer, that fine they got to end up in AA.
yeah, the post AA
and
beer.
Ice House, you got to buy Ice House just to
Yep.
have a beer.
Yep.
Yeah, to get to AA, you might be 10 grand in for Dewey.
Yep.
Could be. Very well could be.
Depending on how hefty.
Yeah.
I feel like the more you pay for a beer, the better it should taste. The better it does usually taste.
You can convince yourself of that.
I did during the filler. That's why I drafted.
How
them.
did this innocent segment turn into a disaster?
We're all kind of mad at each other.
One more pick, Miles.
It all started with the AC.
Get us in a to-go box. One more pick.
Okay, final pick. The first beer you have with your fourth grade teacher.
What a list.
Not in fourth
No,
grade, but
the-
when you're older and
The beer you have at like Chipotle and those like fast casual restaurants.
It's only Coronas. Every single one is just Coronas.
Just like, who's getting a beer at fucking Chipotle?
I always judge people that do.
I just,
You just do it.
what are we doing?
Fucking, you sucking down a Kona
Yeah.
with your...
Your bowl.
Yeah.
Middle,
11:30.
middle of the workday.
yeah,
That
it's like there's a pokey place downtown that has. I was like, I'm not having a beer at noon with my poke bowl. You know,
There's kids around. Yeah.
nothing better than a poke bowl.
No, those are all fake drafts. My last and final pick of this draft is the next beer.
Oh.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
I did think
That's
that
good.
that free, cold, and the next would go 1, 2, 3.
We're not even mentioned it actually.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's a good one.
that's it. That's it.
That was the Tom Brady pick.
So
Brock Purdy.
Yeah.
So I don't even remember everything that I picked.
I wasn't writing them down.
Yeah, bottled beer at a small town bar. Beer with your third grade teacher only.
No other grade.
No other grade.
My third grade teacher's dead.
Outside beers when it's 50 degrees out and it's spring, and
The next one.
the next one. Ryan?
I had post AA meeting beer, airport beer,
Ice fishing.
ice fishing beer, and sporting event beer.
Mm-hmm.
My first I had deer camp beer, then I had wedding beers, then I had project beers, and then like work
Yeah,
group beers.
drinking with degenerate news people
Yes.
beers. Yeah.
Should try it sometime.
Mine was first beer after traveling
Maybe
all
get
day.
it.
Funeral beer, 4th of July beer, and golfing beer.
I thought our lists were going to end up better than that. It was pretty basic when you kind of break it down.
We're professionals.
God, we're good at drafts. That went really good.
Fucking thirsty.
I now get why people get so upset about the NFL draft. We had no stakes on this and we got pissed at each other.
Yeah.
We all got mad at
Because like someone would make their pick and then they just mention the next person's pick like just in conversation. And it's
Jared
like-
just fucking colluding the whole time.
And then you guys had that weird inside joke. Made my skin crawl.
You'll never get it.
Is that it, Jared? You got fun facts or something?
Gladiator battles weren't the only events at the Rome Coliseum.
That's another good beer.
Gladiator beers.
Coliseum beers.
Coliseum beers.
Stadium,
Right.
stadium beers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you took
Nice.
mine. Yeah, we could go around the room and see who we're picking up off of free agency
Off of
after the
FA?
draft.
Oh, yeah.
I'm
Off
picking up
waivers.
Coliseum beers.
Got to pass physical though.
I'll take pontoon beers.
I'll take
I was joking. You continue with the fact.
the yard beers. I'll do that one.
Yeah. You got to hold it like this.
Butt beers.
Fucking boob luges. I'll take boob luges.
I'll take those beers.
Fucking what an absolute steal in the 8th round. Mr. Irrelevant nose beers leads the 49ers to the Super Bowl.
All right. Gladiator battles weren't the only events at the Rome Coliseum. The day was split into 3 parts. Mornings featured venationes, hunting spectacles with exotic animals. Midday was for executions, and only in the early afternoon.
I'm also picking up execution beers.
Absolutely executed that beer. And only in the early afternoon did the highly anticipated Gladiator.
We'll go before they guillotine the rapist's head off. Go get another beer quick.
No, we should go during the executions. One of the gladiators might throw me a sword.
Well, you can't have it both ways. Either you watch a rapist get his head cut off or you watch the gladiators. You choose. The lines for beer are long. Someone should figure that out later on in history.
And I'm not drinking mead either.
Yeah, fuck that.
One thing about the fun fact, Jared, were we just supposed to know the activity that happens in the morning?
Oh, yeah. I've
He explained it.
He said it.
He explained it after he said the word.
So exotic animals were brought into the Coliseum to reenact hunting scenes, often staged as elaborate spectacles. It was like elephants, lions.
Okay.
bears.
So they just would butcher animals
Gotcha.
Yeah.
in a pen, basically.
Yeah.
Anyone seen
It's a big
Gladiator
meat
2?
market.
Mm-mm.
Mm-mm.
Me either.
Is that where you went with your friends?
No, we went to Captain America.
Mm.
Spoiler alert.
I didn't
Oh, there's
spoil
spoilers.
shit.
Is that, do you have another fact or is that it?
That was it.
Okay.
was my-
I like that fact. I didn't know. I thought you were going to say they have like plays and shit.
I don't think I'm not sure if they did or not.
They would do one thing.
It flooded.
Yeah, they'd flood it and do like ship battles.
Yeah.
It's kind of
That'd
cool.
be sick.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you guys wanted an amphitheater fact, so I picked that one.
I forgot about
yeah,
that.
dude. Jared, you're on it.
Well, it was an amped fact, which you came through.
Yep. You said you could do amphitheater.
What's the actual definition of an amphitheater?
So
Like
it's
what makes
gotta
that
be
different?
Seats surrounded in a stage.
Gotcha.
Mm.
Gotcha.
So is a football stadium an amphitheater?
I think technically.
Yeah.
I'd
Yeah.
count it.
U.S. Bank Amphitheater is what they're going to call it from now
Yeah.
on.
Mm-hmm.
All right, is that it?
Yep.
Well, guys, thanks for tuning in to another episode of the You Betcha Radio Podcast.
It was a weird one.
That was a fun one.
May your beers be with your 3rd grade teacher and your, what else did we talk about? Second segment. Fuck around. And may you fuck around and find out.
Oh, you betcha, yeah.
Yeah.
Held face wheezing like an old loud drum. New times boomer writes his weekly hum. Tyler's friends, yet they're a circus parade. Spilling secrets in the mess we made. We're fucking around, they're finding out. Truths and lies mixed with shadow and doubt. Whose AA beers flow like a stream. Miles old teacher joins the chaotic dream. Roman Coliseum in my living room. Ryan stays so rich like his cologne's perfume. I'm saying why not while the world feels unwound. Break down with laughter as we spin Truths and lies mixed with shadow and doubt. Post AA beers flow like a stream. Miles' old teacher joins the chaotic dream. We're fucking around, yeah, finding out. Truths and lies mixed with shadow and doubt. Post AA beers flow like a stream. Miles' old teacher joins the chaotic dream. Rewinds. Tyler's BS friends losing their minds. Is this a tragedy or simply art? In the void, we fill up our hearts. We're fucking around, yeah, finding out. Truths and lies mixed with shadow and doubt. Cause AA beers flow like a stream. Miles' old teacher joins the chaotic dream. Chaos rewinds. Two ways in chaos rewinds. Tyler's BS friends losing their minds. Is this a tragedy or simply art? In the void we fill up our hearts.
I had hibachi, not bukkake.
Get really cut.
Hey, can you do the duck walk for me?
Oh, don't Midwest explain me here with this bird box. I before E except after fucking C.
Why not get your mail on your airline schedule?
New mail?
Grilled with fucking grape, Jared.
Let's go! Let's go, baby! Yeah. It's a boy. Tyler, man, aren't we having fun, folks? Fellas, don't you hate it when the Bev Cart girl doesn't give you advice on how to fix your slice? Oh, wrong podcast. Fellas. Fellas, don't you hate it? Oh, anyway, people always come up to me and say, Tyler, what should I bet on? Or Tyler, should I hit on 20 in blackjack? Or Tyler, do you need some Dayquil? And I say, I'm not a gambling man, but you've got to know when to hold them. Know when to... I forgot the rest. Anyway, here are the nominees for Gamble of the Year. Miles and Ryan bet on Kindred. Kindred is currently 20-1, according to Max Preps.
20-1.
20-1. I thought that was odds.
No, he gave me no odds. It's crazy town.
Jared winning Shake of the Day. That was truly magical. Roulette spins. Wow, that was magical as well. Wow. Cooper Rush more than 224.5 yards. That man knows how to throw a football. And the winner of Gamble of the Year is Miles and Ryan's bet on Kindred High School basketball.
Let's go.
Ryan, let's go. Oh, wow. Wow. This is quite an honor. It just goes to prove that you don't win. You don't win 100% of the bets you don't make. And I think that's the lesson today. I think the second lesson is also, if anyone, anywhere, anytime, at any moment, ever, even thinks about ever, at any time, ever giving you the field to one team with no odds, you take that motherfucker every single time. Also, Ryan's here if you want to say anything.
Yeah, no, the reason I'm wearing my blue suit today for the Kindred Vikings blue, we took down the number one team in the state last weekend, which is a rematch of last year's state championship game. So people get the label bandwagon because they just fall off of their team once they quit winning. That's not me. And in 2025, we fucking take that state title home. Let's go!
Go Vikes! I'm up. With that.
I'm a little nervous about this year, so this might be a one and done type of situation for me. So we're gonna enjoy this tonight, boys. Let's go. Guys, if you want more You Betcha Radio, you got to check out our Patreon. You got to go to patreon.com/YouBetchaRadio or look us up on the app, and we have hundreds of hours of other episodes on there that you can't get unless you're signed up. So you got to check us out on Patreon. You Betcha Radio, baby.